Welcome. In this video we're going to do a solo playthrough of Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth. First things first, so we'll get to setup, starting in the Learn to Play guide. So this starts out with some flavor text, an overview of the game, where you can download an app depending on what type of computer you have, how to use the document, a component list, and then how to set up for your first campaign. We're going to go through this list, but everything that requires the app, we're going to skip that for now. So first, we'll have select campaign and difficulty. We'll do that in the app. Create party and select heroes. So I've chosen to use Aragorn and Gimli. So I've got their miniature. Quick look at Aragorn's card. We've got his skills. And numbers associated with each skill tells you how many cards you will draw when you have to perform a test. This number here is how many inspiration tokens you can have, how much fear and damage you can have before you have to do some checks and see if you die, and a special ability. And on the back, some background information and suggested start roles and items, and I'm going to go ahead and go with the suggestions. So for items, got the sword, shows it's one-handed, and lower value to upgrade it. When you get successes, the bonuses you'll get, and it shows that it's a melee weapon. So it'll be a might strength. Also have travel garb. It increases your fear limit by 1. And before you suffer face down wounds, you may prevent one of that wound. And finally a banner. After you or a nearby hero rests or guards, that hero gains an inspiration. And Gimli, with his stats, special ability, and suggested roles and items. So he's got a battle axe, two-handed weapon, and ring mail. So it decreases his agility by 1, but if you were to test any of these, he may test his might instead. So then back to setup, we've gathered the starting items, create damage, fear, and weakness decks. So the damage, whenever you take damage, typically you'll get a card face up and do whatever the card says. Same thing for fear. And then weaknesses are skill cards that are basically just a dead card in your hand. They don't do anything other than provide pretty art. But when you go doing a skill test, it could possibly be a dead card to be drawn from. So we'll create the supply with all the components. Believe me, they're around the table. We'll get to the campaign. We're going to use the suggested roles for each of these. So Aragorn's going to be a captain and Gimli a guardian. And then we gather our skill cards. So each character's basically at the bottom, tells you what kind of cards you get. So we're going to have 6 basic cards. Both Gimli and Aragorn have these. So you've got special ability, and then the upper left-hand corner, a symbol that could potentially, if we have inspiration, give us a success on a test. And then each character comes with 5 cards for their specific character to give you special abilities and possible successes. And then depending on the role you get, you'll get 3 more cards. Which one will come in prepared, and we'll talk about that later when we finish our setup. And And then for Gimli, he's got the same basic cards. We'll have 5 cards specific for him. And then 3 cards for his Guardian role. And each of those decks will get 1 weakness to go in with them. Alright, we prepared the roll card and skill decks. And now we'll have to get to the app to set up the tiles. Then we'll get started with the game. Okay, so from within the app, we will select a new game. For the campaign, we'll pick up the Bones of Honor. It's a flavor text. Select your difficulty. 2 options, normal or hard. We will stick with the normal difficulty for this playthrough. Select the save slot. We'll pick the first hero there. For heroes, we were going with Aragorn and Gimli. Tells us our items that we've already picked out. Put in a party name. And it comes through with some flavor text. We will embark on our mission. Starting with Chapter 1. Flavor text about a theft that's happened. And that we are the brave adventurers coming through to save the day. So Aragorn will be our captain, and Gimli be a guardian for our roles. It's thinking about what our map world is going to look like. So up at the top we have our threat. So at 64 we will have lost the game, and throughout different increments worse things are going to happen to us. Down here we can look at our party, see what lore value we've gotten, messages, and the items we currently have. Down here will be a tray where our monsters will be when they come up. Settings, and this goes into an explanation of different ways to use the device depending on whether you're on a computer, iPad, or whatever. So, amid this maze of dark thickets and steep gullies, a band of thieves now hides. Your direction is informed by a set of tracks from 2 days ago. You can only guess the location of the thieves' lair. So it's going to show us how to collect our maps and how to position them. You cannot locate and enter the hideout by dark. The trail may be almost lost. Place heroes as indicated. Each hero scouts 2. And scouts means how many cards you draw. You'll be able to prepare 1, and the remaining either goes on the top or bottom of your deck. So our heroes will go in this location. While smoke rises over ridge, it is a worrying sign of trouble, proposes no immediate threat. Place a search token as indicated. Large chest is concealed in a patch of shadows, kept safe by a sturdy but corroded lock. Place another search token. Grab another map tile. Distance a group of ragtag individuals, close the doors of a stone tomb. Could this be your quarry, the thieves you were looking for? Place a person token as indicated. And we continue building on the map. And put an exploration token on this. Pausing to tighten your boots and adjust the weight of your gear, you take a breath before continuing on. Each hero tests, I gotta look at the symbol. We test our spirit, and each hero who passes gains an inspiration. Objective updated. Confront the thieves. Now we start our action phase. So before we do our spirit test, we'll look at our setup here. So we got our character, weapons attached, and up top we can have up to 4 cards prepped. And you see this was his captain card. So at the start of your turn, you may discard this skill for you and a nearby hero to scout 2. And for Gimli, got his abilities and his prepped spell to start with. You cannot pass. You can use guard for nearby heroes in addition to heroes in your space. And guard 3, discard to prevent 3 damage for a hero in your space. So those are starting prep spells. So for agility, that's right, we're doing a wisdom check. Gimli has a spirit of 4. So we've got his deck that's been shuffled up. We'll take 4 cards. And we have 2 successes. All we needed was 1, and what that means is we get an inspiration. So we'll put that up for him to use later, and those go to a discard pile. And for Aragorn, he has a spirit of 2. And he has a success also. So he can prep 1 inspiration. So before we get started with the turn, we'll just go through normal round structure. So each round has 3 phases, starting with the action phase, where the heroes get to perform 2 actions. Then the app will tell us to go into the shadow phase, where the enemies will activate. And then the rally phase, each hero resets their skill deck and then scouts 2 cards. And resetting their skill deck is just taking your discard pile and shuffling back into your deck. There's 3 actions you can choose from. You can perform the same action twice or 2 different actions. Travel, you can move up to 2 times. A hero can perform their second action between their first and second movement, so you can move a space and do one of the other 2 actions and then move again. You have an attack, so you can attack an enemy in your space, and if you have a ranged weapon, you can attack a nearby enemy. And lastly, interact with a token in your space. So that would have been the search tokens or person tokens that got put in. All right, so we'll start with Gimli and let him do a move action to interact with this token. And to interact, we will go to the app and select that token. So you note the garb mimics that of Brelanders, but their accents are varied. These are not merely local riffraff. You pause and consider what your best approach. So we can make a normal greeting, sneak up and try to see what's going on, or yell at them to step away from the tomb or else. And Gimli seems like a step away from the tomb or else kind of guy. Woman steps forward, 4 tattoos up her arms and across her face. You lost? She quips, snarling at your threat. Test might. So Gimli has 4 might. So looking at those, like I said, Weakness cards are just a dead card in your hand. We have 2 successes. And with this, we can spin one of these for each symbol we have to gain another success. But I'm going to risk it and see if 2 successes will be enough. So we will put 2 in the app. And confirm. Group is ready to stand their ground. Though their resolve is shaken, someone was sure to come after us eventually. The woman growls, drawing her sword. As you suspected, these are the thieves you seek. Discard the person token. So we will remove that from the board. Your enemy shows no sign of mercy, nor any inclination that they will accept the same in return. With malice in their eyes, they raise their weapons, ready to defend what they have stolen. Place 2 ruffians as indicated. So we will put 2 ruffians on the board with Gimli. So now he is surrounded. Defeat the ruffians. Our new objective. Down here you can see we have an icon for interacting with the miniatures. So he could move out, but that would get him attacked, an attack of opportunity. So he's done a move and he interacted with the token, so he's done his 2 actions. So then we will have Aragorn come to the rescue. So he'll do a move action and attempt to attack. So we will click on the ruffian icon. See, they've got no bonuses. Each has 5 health. So he will use a might check. His might is 3. So drawing 3 cards. When you're doing a test, you ignore all the text. So it just has 1 success. Probably not going to be good enough. Well, we know it's not going to be good enough. 1 success gives us 2 hits. So we will mark that in the app. Confirm 2 hits. Can enemy attack? So they're in the same spot. So yes, they can retaliate. Foe swing bone-shattering trunches high and low, trying to give you no means of escape. So now we can test our agility to try to negate. And his agility is 2, so we're looking for 1 success, and we got it. So we negated that attack. And with that, that is our actions. So back on the app, click there to end the action phase. Start of the shadow phase. Shadow deepens through hope, yet endures. Threat increases 5. So basically what that is doing is there's 2 characters on the board, and each of them provides 2 threat each. Plus we have an unexplored area, which will add to that too. So that's how the threat is calculated. And now we go to the rally phase. Each hero resets their deck and then scouts 2. So we will do that. So for scouting, Aragorn has a special ability. When heroes scout during the rally phase, you and nearby heroes each reveal 1 additional card. Nearby heroes will be in the same space or adjacent spaces. So each of us will be able to scout 3. So Aragorn will look at 3 cards. Definitely know this one will go on the bottom of our deck. Since we're in a fight, we will prepare this card. And this one we can either put on the top or bottom also. We know it's not a success, but we can make it a success, but I'm going to risk it and just put both of these on the bottom of his deck. And then for Gimli, 3 cards. Let's see here. That would have been nice last round. Well, we will prep one of these and put this one on top of the deck and this one on the bottom of the deck. And now we are ready for round 2. Okay, so start of our turn. Gimli's in a good position to make an attack. He's got this card here at the start of your turn. You may discard the skill to attack and add 2 hits. So we will go ahead and do that. So might 4, we'll get 4 cards. He has 3 successes. We could get a 4th, but 3 should be enough. And he has a special ability. After you attack, you may place 1 card from the test on top of your deck. But first we'll resolve the attack. So with 3 successes, we can use 1 to get 2 hits and sunder, and the other one to get 6 hits. Also, he's got the +2 from the ability. So we'll get into the app here to apply all this damage. So we did sunder, so we can click on that. We had a total of 10 damage. Overkill. Applying 10 hits. Remove 2 ruffians. You or a nearby hero gain 1 inspiration. So since Gimli did the hard work, we will give him an inspiration and move those off the board. And also just use one of the cards from that test and put back on top of the deck, and the others in a discard pile. Sudden movement draws your eye. To your surprise, a goblin breaks cover and sprints away, disappearing into a wall of brambles. You follow with haste and find beyond the thicket a wide alley dotted with a few ruins, but no sign of the creature. Lore increases by 1, and lore is just kept up by the computer. Once we get enough lore, we'll be able to upgrade some of our cards. As you can see now, since we've done some work, our world is expanding. So we'll add these map tiles and place exploration tokens on those. What has drawn such a creature here, far beyond the reach of an orc stronghold? Its armor bore resemblance to that of Mount Graham, but far to the north does that mountain stand. Dark alliance has been formed indeed for such a creature to be summoned here. We must find tracks leading to the enemy's lair to continue. Searching the surrounding area will yield the clues and tracks you need. So we need to find 3 tracks. Objective updated. Find clues to locate the hidden lair. Alright, so I've had to rearrange the board a little bit to add the extra map tiles. But there they are in place. Gimli has taken 1 attack action, so he has another action left. And since we have these extra exploration tokens, I'd like to get some of those explored. So with his movement, we'll move him 2 spaces onto this map tile. And exploration is a free action. Well, not really an action, it's just something that automatically happens. So we'll go ahead and explore that area. So back to the app. We'll explore and confirm. Wind brushes over the grass, making the wood of an old gibbet creak ominously. Discard the exploration token and gain an inspiration. So we'll give that inspiration to Gimli. He can have 3, and he's got his 3 max now. Dense fog blankets the area, obstructing your vision with its dark shadows. Place a threat token as indicated. Pile of refuse emits an awful smell, but it may conceal something of value. Place a search token as indicated. Journey continues. So that was it for Gimli's turn. So now Aragorn, we'll have him do a movement, and we'll go ahead and move him again to explore over in this area. So we have another token there that he's going to end up getting. So back on the app, we'll move down to this unexplored area and confirm and explore. Wide path and crumbling ruin mark an abandoned post of trade. Discard the exploration token and gain an inspiration that we've already given to Aragorn. Markings on a crumbling wall show that there used to be an advanced civilization here. Place a search token as indicated. Put that on the board. Your journey continues. So that was 2 actions for each. So we'll end the action phase, entering the shadow phase. Threat increases by 6. So that was 2 each for our players, 1 for the exploration token, and 1 more for the threat token. And each hero will reset their deck and then scout 2. Alright, so back to the hero's turn. We will have Aragorn start, doing a 1 movement, and to explore. Confirm that explore. Gentle hill rises above you, sloping up to a single high perch built in an old oak. A bandit gang might make use of such of a lookout perch, but so might anyone hunting bandits. Discard the exploration token and gain an inspiration. So we'll give that to Aragorn. Dense fog blankets the area, covering an already treacherous land. Put a threat token in play. And looking down a muddy ridge, you notice what may be tracks on the shore. The way down, however, is steep, slippery, and bears no clear path. Place a search token as indicated. High in a tree, you see a shoddy platform crafted from old lumber. Vantage point might make it easier to spot signs of thieves. Place a search token as indicated. And continue. So with the threat token there, we'll end his movement and see what this token is about. Dense fog blankets the area, covering an already treacherous land. We will search. Ground beneath your feet becomes rocky and choked with roots intent on tripping you. We have an agility test. And Aragorn has an agility of 2. So we will pick up 2 cards. No successes, but for each one of these shown, we can spend inspiration. And since we have 3 here and 3 tokens, hopefully to make sure we pass, we will spend all 3 of those. Put that in the app. Pass over the hazardous ground without falter or pause. Threat decreases by 2. Discard the threat token. And that ends Aragorn's turn. And Gimli, we will have him move over 1 to deal with this threat token. We will search. Shadow lives within the fog, creating a barrier that your eyes cannot penetrate. Unable to see the ground on which you stand, you hesitate to push forward. There we are going to test our spirit, which fortunately is one of Gimli's better skills. So 4 cards. Unfortunately, just one success. But once again, we have the option of spending up to 4. He has 3 ready, so we will spend 3 to get us a total of 4 successes. Might be overkill, but well, we only need 2. So we had 1 success, and we'll spend just 1 token to pass that test. Step forward boldly, fighting any danger that may come. The fog parts and dissipates, banished by your display of valor. Threat decreases by 2. Discard the threat token. So that was, he has 1 move left over, which we'll just have him move back here so he can search next turn. So we will end the action phase. Shadow phase. Threat increases by 4 since we've taken care of all the threats on the board and explored everywhere. Rally phase. Hero resets their deck and then scouts 2. So for Aragorn, shuffle his deck up. Get the top 3 cards. We're just going to put this on top of our deck so we know we're going to have 1 success next test. And we'll prepare this one. And put the other one on the bottom. And then for Gimli. He will get 2 cards. Once again, we'll use this to make sure we have a success. And we will prepare this card. And for actions, we'll have Gimli explore this search token. In the offal and garbage, you soon find the bones of a poor unfortunate. Test spirit. We know we're going to get 1 success. We only need 1. So we pass that test. Or actually, we have 2 successes. Just to make sure we do good, we will spend another token to give us a total of 3. Back on the app. If this person is a victim of servants of the enemy, become determined. So that is in effect. When you test, you may discard this boon to discard any number of cards from the test and reveal that many additional cards. So we'll keep that. That does not count against our preparation limit. So we'll keep that in play in case we have a bad test later. Below the body, you also find something that used to belong to the victim. Discard the search token. You have gained the boots. You or a nearby hero may immediately equip. So boots. If you would test agility or might, you may deplete this item to test might or agility. So let's just choose which one. In depletion tokens, we'll put 2 tokens on this card, and basically means we can activate this card twice. So there's our depletion tokens. And then we will move him 2 spaces. And for Aragorn, we'll have him move over here and explore this token. climb up in a tree. Test his agility. His agility is 2. Oops, knocked him over. It's not a good omen. He has 1 success. And we don't have any more inspiration to use on that, but we have a prepared card. When we test agility, you may discard the skill to add 1 success. So we have 2 successes for this. So we'll put that in the app. Found yourself in a tangle, the very branches you hope to use instead impeding your advance. You retreat slightly, looking for a better path. Gain an inspiration. But the search token remains. And he still has a movement, but we'll just keep him there so he can activate that again next turn. And that ends this round for the action phase. The shadow phase, threat increases by 4. From a nearby tree line, you hear the warble of an unfamiliar bird. Then without further warning, arrows whistle through the air around you. Each hero tests their agility. Need 2. Each hero who fails suffers 2 face-down wounds. So, first for Aragorn. Agility of 2. He has 1 success. And it's a nice thing he got that, so we'll spin that for 2 successes. And then Gimli. Unfortunately, he has an agility of 2, but it's negated. One of them is negated from his ring mail. But we will go ahead and use our boots. We'll deplete one of that so that we can test our might instead. So 4 cards. And 1 success. Plus 1 inspiration will give him 2 successes he needs. So no wounds for anyone, and we can continue. But we will place 1 ruffian on the board. And 1 goblin scout down here where Aragorn is. And the rally phase. So first for Aragorn, shuffle his deck up some. And he will get 3 cards. So that helps with exploring. You test spirit and testing wisdom. So we will prep the spirit one and put both these on the bottom of the deck. And Gimli is still too far away to benefit from Aragorn's special ability, so he will just get 2 cards to scout with. So nearby hero tests, you may discard this for additional 2 cards. And we will keep the automatic success because we know we're about to fight and prep this one. Okay. So back to our action phase. Both the heroes are ready for a fight. So we will have Gimli move over, do an attack, drawing 4 cards. We have 2 successes. He is going after the ruffian, who has 5 health, and with 2 successes with the battle axe, we'll be doing 6 hits to it. So we've removed the ruffian from the board and gain an inspiration. And because of Gimli's ability during attack, we'll put one of these successes back on top and discard those. And that was half a movement and an action, so then he will just move back in with this search token. And then for Aragorn, we'll have him do an attack for the person in his row, so he'll get 3 cards. With 0 successes. And we have no inspiration to boost that with. Let's see how fragile these guys are. Well, I don't think even with our cards we could do enough to kill him, so that will be nothing. So we will apply nothing. Guess we didn't have to do anything. So we're going to get attacked back. Goblin lunges at you, shrieking with rage. So we need to test our might. So we got 1 success. So we negated the attack back. Since that didn't go so well, we will once again try to attack with Aragorn. This time we'll get 2 successes, which will give us 5 hits with his sword. So we will apply that. And remove the Goblin Scout and get an inspiration. And that will end the hero's action phase into the shadow phase. Shadow deepens, though hope yet endures. Threat increases by 4. Into the rally phase. Each hero will reset their deck, and then Scout 2. We'll start that with Aragorn again. Getting 3 cards. We will keep the success on top. And put both of these on the bottom. And for Gimli, we'll shuffle his deck. Look at 2 cards. Since his agility score is not too good, we will prep this. Since that will exceed our limit, we will replace one. That will get discarded. And we will put this on the bottom of the deck. So for actions, we will have Aragorn search this and see if he can climb the tree a little bit better. Testing his agility. Don't have anything to modify that with. We did get 2 successes though. Pulling yourself into the rickety structure, you gain an exceptional view of the area, gain an inspiration, and discard the search token. Cast your gaze deeper into the wild. Perhaps the remaining thieves and their allies from Mount Graham are hiding in those hills. we'll place another tile. And another tile. And one more for good measure. And why stop there? So 4 new tiles and 4 more exploration tokens. Compare the information you have discovered with what you already know of the region. Seeing no obvious signs of the lair, you begin to surmise the lair may be, and continue your hunt. The lore increases by 1. We still need 2 more tracks. So once again, the world has shifted so that I could fit items on the table. That was 1 action for Aragorn, and we will move him over here. And then for Gimli, we will have him search this token. You wonder what markings could mean, but they are in an ancient text that takes some effort to decipher. So we need to test his wisdom, which is 2. He's got nothing to help him with that. So, do not think there's anything we can do. We needed 3. That's going to get us nothing. So we will put that down and fail. Marcus will take work for you to decipher. Well, he doesn't have that much wisdom, so he will just take off moving for his next action. So 1 and 2 to get this token. So back to the app. To explore. Peering through the brambles, you find a boggy lowland. A rustle of movement draws your attention to the bulrushes. Discard the exploration token and gain an inspiration. So, might have some tracks. Place a search token. Their journey continues. So that was his turn. So we will end the action phase and enter the shadow phase again. Threat goes up by 7. Hit another milestone. The elderly crow, perched in the shadow of the dying elm, watches you with malicious intelligence. Its incessant cries grow louder and shriller until it erupts into flight and streaks over your head, followed by the cries of more dangerous foes. Place 2 orc marauders in the indicated space. And a goblin scout at the pass. Each hero resets their deck and then scouts 2. So for Aragorn, shuffle and he'll get 3. We need successes, so not worried about the text. Before you test, you may discard this skill to test. We will swap that out for another card and put this on the bottom of our deck. And then for Gimli, and 2 cards. We will put this on the bottom of our deck. I think we would just swap this one out with another one we had prepped and start our next set of actions. So we will have Aragorn down here on this search token. Need to test his agility. One auto success, and we have 2 tokens, so we will have 3 successes to hopefully ensure we pass. Halfway down the steep slope, the mud gives way beneath you, keeping your footing. You slide down with care and come to rest beside the tracks. They are heavy and wide, large for a man's. Strange though it may be, it appears a large number of orcs have traveled through this way. Discard the search token. Lore increases by 1. Aragorn has done 1 action, and then we will move him, position him in a new spot. And then we will have Gimli attack in his location. See if he's got anything to help. Nope, he doesn't have any cards that can help him, so he will get 4 cards. That's not a good start. So we have 1 success, and possibly we could spend 2 inspiration to assist. Oops. So, with 2 successes, it would do 6 damage, so we'll spend 1 inspiration. And apply, and say goodbye to this Goblin Scout. We'll gain that inspiration back. So that was 1 action, and with his second action, we will have him do a search. First steps are arduous, and you leave your feet caked with thick mud. Test might. Good for him. So 2 successes. Just to make sure, we will go ahead and spend an inspiration to give us 3. And I forgot on my previous attack to put 1 card on top, so try to remember better next time. So for this test, it's got 3. Pushing aside tall reeds, you locate deep tracks in the mud. Items of armor and a large shield have been cast off, discarded by desperate travelers as they sank into the bog. Their escape left a clear path, however, and you note the direction. Gain an inspiration, and discard the search token. Having eliminated all other possible hiding places, you are confident that you have deduced the location of the hidden lair. Discard the exploration token. Last, you've located the hidden lair of your enemy, nestled in an old ruin. Faint silhouettes of orcs, sentries, dot is high, ruined towers, and you see more movement within. Aware of your nearness, they scramble to ready a defense. For you, all that remains is to devise a way in without their notice before these defenses are prepared. Lore increases by 1. Place a search token as indicated. This exploration token went away. Put the search token in there. Final objective, infiltrate the lair. The knowledge of your destination, you observe outposts and patrols that until now were hidden from your notice. 1 hungry warg on the indicated space. A buzzing sound alerts you to something amiss in the area. Place a search token as indicated. So he attacked and searched. So our turn is complete. Ending the action phase. Feel like this is going to hurt. Move 1, attack Gimli or closest hero. So they are not close enough, so there is no target. They march towards you, move 2 spaces towards the closest hero. 1, 2. And the warg, attack Gimli or closest hero. Move 3. Unfortunately for Gimli, that does happen. Tension from the warg's belt. And as it closes in on you, you can feel its growl deep in your bones. So we are hoping for a spirit to pop up. So he has 2 cards left. There is a success in there. And since we don't have enough cards to complete, we will shuffle the discard pile. And draw the remaining cards, but we've already succeeded, but we need to follow through and finish with the draw. Back to the app to confirm we've negated the damage. Threat increases by 6. Into the rally phase for Aragorn. Drawing 3 cards. We will put this on top of our deck. Prepare this one. Discarding that one and put this on the bottom of our deck. And for Gimli, do some shuffling and hope he gets a card that helps with an attack. So drawing 2 cards. Well, that will go in the bottom of our deck. And so we have our max limit. We'll discard that one. So back to our action phase. We will have Aragorn do a move and another move just to get in position. And Gimli, we will have him do an attack on the warg. So looking at the warg, he's hungry and large. So he has bonus health. And 1 armor. Alright, so doing a might check for his attack. We have 2 successes. And we have 1 inspiration to get another success, so we will go ahead and spin that. And since we're attacking, we're going to put this back on top of our deck. So we had enough successes to activate both. So we've got 8 total hits and a sunder. So back to the app. Sunder, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. And apply. Can the enemy attack? Unfortunately, yes. So now we are testing our might, and we know we're going to succeed because we've already prepped it that way. But we need to draw all our cards. So we've defended the attack. Confirm in the app. And he will do a second attack action. So only 3 cards. So shuffle his discard pile. To get our 4th card. We have 2 successes, which should be enough. And we will put this back on top. With his ability, 2 successes gives us 6 hits. Move the warg and gain an inspiration. So that was 2 activations for both. So we will end the action phase. So these poor guys are going to try to attack Aragorn, but he is too far away, so there's no target. So they move 2 spaces towards the closest hero, which will be Gimli. Threat increases by 6. Rally phase for Aragorn. And now Gimli is also nearby, so he will get an additional card when he scouts. So for Aragorn, we're all about successes right now. Let's see. We don't know what's going to happen next, so we're going to put this on the bottom of our deck. Prepare this card. I'm discarding that one. And for Gimli, once again, we're hoping he gets a good attack card he can prepare. We'll get 3 because Aragorn is nearby. And that's the card I wanted for him, so we will prep that. Discarding that one, and put both of these on the bottom of our deck. So, action phase. Or just go ahead and have Aragorn do a search there. These layers hidden, searching. Careful to avoid discovery. You scout the area around the old fort. This is a will test. Or wit, sorry. We'll get 3 cards. We have 2 successes and nothing to boost with. So putting 2 in the app, see what that does for us. The patrols, though lacking in vigilance, are surprisingly numerous, and you are not yet able to locate a way in. We will continue and do the same action again. We will look harder. Doing the same test with 3 cards. Not good at all. So that is 0. So we will confirm that. And we still cannot find a way in. So on to Gimli. He will use his restless axe to get a free attack this turn and adding 2 hits. So we'll take a look at the Orc Marauders, 2 armor each with 5 health. So this is a free attack because of that skill card. We have 2 successes. And we will go ahead and spend an inspiration, give us 3 successes, which will give us Sunder, 2 and 6 hits, plus 2 more because of the previous card. So 10 hits and a Sunder. And then we will put this card back on top. So 10 hits, almost enough. Remove 1 orc. Can the enemy attack? Yes, one of them can. So we are doing an agility test, which unfortunately Gimli has an agility of 1. So we will... Hey, I should have known that. There was a success on top, so he succeeded that test. We will confirm that. And then for his... Since he had a free attack action, he'll go into his first action and do an attack, getting 4 cards with 1 success. And unfortunately that just does 2 hits. So we'll put 2 on there with another Sunder. And the Sunder is enough to take out this last Marauder and gain an inspiration. And with his last action, we'll have him move over here. Ending the action phase. Threat goes up by 6. This last sliver of the setting sun dips out of the sight. A long, hungry howl sweeps across the valley. The feeling of being watched intensifies. Surely no ordinary thieves would be so allied with the darkness. Each hero suffers 3 face-down fear. And a spirit test will negate. So, Spirit of 2 for Aragorn. He succeeds that. And Gimli, once again, will need to shuffle his discard pile so he can get 4 cards. And we negated that. Place an Orc Hunter on the board. Alright, back to rally phase and scouting twice. So for Aragorn, we'll both get 3 cards for this. We'll prepare this to hopefully help with our next test. And we are going to discard that because it gives us a success later in the turn, and put both of these on the bottom. And then for Gimli, three cards. We will prep the restless axe just in case. Put this on top of our deck and this on the bottom. And then to start our actions, we will have Aragon active search this tile again, testing his wit. So drawing 3 cards. Actually, we will use this so he can test his wisdom instead and get 4 cards, which gives him 2 successes. And we will see if that is enough this time. Slipping past the last patrol, you find a way into the structure without raising an alarm. The heroes win. You have caught the bandits by surprise and will face the bandit leader on even footing in the next adventure. Lore increases by 2. Each hero receives 4 experience. So we've completed chapter 1, got some experience, and that's the basics of how to play this game. If you like this video, please click on the like button and be sure to subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.